Okay, Power Bites today. This one's going to be on the all presence of God. In Psalms 139, verses 7 through 10, we see, "Where can I go from your spirit? Or where can I flee from your presence? If I ascend to heaven, you are there. If I make my bed in hell, behold, you are there. If I take the wings of the morning and dwell in the uttermost parts of the sea, even there your hand shall lead me, and your right hand shall hold me." This psalm is one of the scriptures where we get the name of God for omnipresent. You see, God is omnipresent. That means he's all present. Wherever you go, there he is. The presence of God, it's as real to me as the air I breathe. And that is really a good example. Presence of God is like air. We can't survive without air. But everywhere we go, we have air, right? So the presence of God is real as to me as the air we breathe. Again, in Psalm 139, where can I go from your spirit? The omnipresence of God, he is either omnipresent or he's not. So you need to understand that he is either there or he is not. Okay? So the omnipresence of God is not a part-time job. For years and decades, I've heard people say, well, the presence of God fell in that meeting. Well, to be honest, the presence of God was already in that meeting. What happened? Well, we just entered into some place that we weren't there before, right? Yeah, there's a false doctrine that we wait on him. We wait on his presence to show up. That's not true. His presence is always there. He waits on us. You don't wait on the omnipresent God because he is all present. He's always there. See, if it takes you 15 minutes to get into the presence of God, it takes you 15 minutes to get into faith. Because again, he's all present. You got to know that his presence is always there. It only takes one step of faith to enter into his presence. Learn how to make that step. Learn how to go from point A to point B. That's how close his presence is. We don't feel it all the time, but hey, it's there. Because why? He's omnipresent. Kathryn Kuhlman, one of my favorite stories. I was watching a video of her several months ago, and Kathryn was at Oral Roberts University at their chapel service, and she was talking to someone in the audience, and that someone was sitting there, and she got finished talking to him. And if you watch the video, I could see it. I don't know if other people can see it or not, but I saw where she just lifted up her hand and started praying, and immediately the presence of God was in that building, or people entered into that presence. And see, that was the key to her ministry, was just God's presence. And when she came out on stage, many times just in prayer and worship, she would just be worshiping the Lord, and suddenly, miracles started happening. And that was the key to her ministry, was just simply the presence of God. So understand the scriptures that I have, or in like Hebrews 4:16, Let us therefore come boldly into the throne of grace that we may obtain mercy and grace to help us in time of need. Okay. And then in Psalms 100 verse 4, enter into his gates with thanksgiving and into his courts with praise. Be thankful to him and bless his name. So understand that the presence of God is omnipresent. It's always there. It's not something you really have to struggle to get into. You don't need your favorite praise and worship song. You can just do it by faith. I've done it at 30,000 feet over the air and over the Atlantic Ocean one time, flying to Europe. Went back to the back galley, spent a few minutes and just in the presence of God. You do it anywhere. No matter where you are, you can be in his presence. Amen. So be encouraged and be blessed.